Woo. Already starting out with the sneeze. Hello, everyone. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Get that one sniffle down, and then we should be good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live Sunday here at the Beehive. I hope everyone's doing great this wonderful Father's Day. Let me start out by saying to anybody who is a father, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to my dad. Happy Father's Day to my poppy up there. Happy Father's Day to Stephen and to, of course, my husband, because, I mean, he is my dog's father. So she got him something. Ooh, Cindy's in Florida. Where are you at in Florida? It's a different country than was it South Dakota? It's nice and muggy. We've had some weird little storms come through. You're so funny. We've had some icky storms coming through, and so we are. Oh, Jackson, you're only like a couple hours from me. Hello. Because Tallahassee is right across the way. I'm in the Panhandle too. Yeah, we've had some icky storms kind of pushing through, so we're lucky where we're at. We haven't had much of it. We've had the wind and the rain and the ick, and of course the humidity. Groveland, where's Groveland? I know that. Mary, I know where that is. I just can't picture it in my head right now. Well, yay! So, great. Well, we can kind of get started since everyone's signing on. I hope everybody's doing great today. We're here to learn and have fun, and I thought we would get ready for 4th of July. I know it seems a little early, but you know how we are. We want to get our projects done, and we want to get everything ready, especially when it comes to July, because, you know, in the sewing world, that's Christmas in July. So, you know, we only have a couple days at the beginning of July to really get ready for 4th of July with our projects. So I thought I would do a little bit of an IQ designer design, super easy to build. You know, if you have software, you could probably do this in your own software. If you don't have a machine that has IQ Designer or My Design Center, but it is really cute, and it's just something, you know, easy to do and quick. And you can change it up to do really whatever you want. I'll show you how I changed it up. But you know, just something quick and easy to make. Mine's going to be a pillow, and I had every intentions of finishing it, and then I thought, oh, I should add some ball fringe. And guess who doesn't have ball fringe at their house? Me. So when I get to the shop tomorrow, I'm gonna get some ball fringe, I'll attach it, and then turn it into a pillow, and you'll see a final picture when it's done. Let me quickly say, Marilyn, I did just get your email, and that's a great idea. So I'll put that on my list. Speaking of Father's Day, I wanted to show you guys something. I know I posted it here, but you got to see a picture of it. I had a project on the Baby Lock website. I'll show you how to get to it. Part of it is in Palette 11, but there's part of it that you can build in IQ Designer. And I was thinking, you know, in a few weeks, I'll do like a free class. You know, I do my pay classes when I'm actually able to do my pay classes. But this one will be a free one because the information's already out there for you. But I thought it would be kind of fun for us to make it together. It takes a little bit of time to do it on a Sunday Night Live. So I might do like a little Saturday mini class. And again, it'll be free. It'll be here on the page. But I made for Father's Day a little, and you may have seen this. This is my nephew-in-law and my little baby nephew, my great nephew right here, MJ and Steven, and they're making silly faces, and that is all photo stitch. This is completely a photo right here, all photo. But what I decided that I needed was some sort of a frame. And of course, what do I have? Lots of fabric. So an IQ designer, I built this frame. So this is really cute to kind of just, you could put a regular picture in there. You could put a photo stitch picture in there. You can do whatever you want. So if y'all like the idea, then what we'll do is I'll do a mini class for free on how to make the frame. It's super easy. But it's really cute because you can put whatever you want, wherever you want on here. Isn't that cute? That came out so good. They're so funny. He is truly one of the funniest people I know. And so for him making fun of his son in a picture that I got to do in photo stitch was everything. So yeah, and the whole project is on the Baby Lock website. And let me show you that really quickly. I'm just going to jump over there and show you quickly so you can see how to get, because there's multiple projects on there, multiple projects. So let me show you. Okay. Where is, right here. Okay. So right now I'm on the Baby Lock Edge website. Yes, Lynn. No, it's not printed. That is completely stitched. And I'll put it up to the camera and you can see it. And that is done in Palette 11 software. It is so easy. It takes a few steps and then you just stitch it out. Now that one's a 5x7, so it took 3 hours to stitch out. I know bigger ones take many hours. But yeah, you should check it out. Okay, so let's take a look at the Baby Lock website. Just so you can see where to find other projects and in that project if you want to jump in on it. I'm sorry, if you're just joining on, I started sneezing when we started, so now my allergies are acting stupid, of course, because nothing can be normal in my life. So we're on the Baby Lock website, and I just typed in babylock.com right up here in my search bar. And what you'll see is you'll get, the Baby Lock stuff here. And then you'll also see Learn and Create. So Learn and Create, and let me turn on my pointer thing. So this is something really neat. Okay, there we go. Now you can see better. So here's Learn and Create. I'm going to click on it, and you can go to featured, classes, projects, how to, become inspired, blog. There's lots of fun stuff on there. I'm just going to go to, I think it's projects. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to start scrolling down. And you'll notice there's a ton of stuff on here to do. There's quilts, there's kids stuff, there's embroidery, there's tops, there's all kind of fun stuff. And there's the Father's Day photo stitch right here. For if you're a newer sewer, beginner's baby blanket, lemon pillow. These are really pretty. Let me click on this. I think Patty Marty wrote these. I don't know if you can see them. She used IQ Designer, and these are just so pretty right here with the built-in designs and built-in stitching and all that. So there's plenty of things to do. So make sure if you are looking for something to do, here is mine right here. Make sure if you're looking for something to do and you're just a little bored and you want to play around, go to Baby Lock website because there's plenty of fun little free projects for you. Let me turn this little guy off so it's not just in the way. Oh, no, I got to do it this way. Whoop, there we go. Okay, back to me. Yeah, she's awesome. Patty Marty is amazing. Okay, so yeah, okay, cool. And I also wanted to do a little announcement with you guys too, because I thought it would be kind of fun to do this. This was actually my husband's idea. And I think it's a great way to show what you've learned. Let's put it that way. Okay, here's my little announcement. All right, next month, believe it or not, I've been doing this for a year on Facebook. And those of you who have been with me from the beginning, you've seen it get, start from the very basic. And then, it's gradually getting better, right? The videos are getting better, lighting's getting better, we're playing and da-da-da. Well, I have a list of classes at the end. I'll show you how to get to them, that are all the videos we've done since day one. And what we're going to ask you to do is go through those, pick a technique, any technique that we have done. I don't care if you have a baby lock or not. What I care about is that you're learning something, right? So pick a technique. More camera fun back then. Diane, it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare, yes. So everybody was seasick. So you're going to pick one of those techniques. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something on IQ, if it's sewing, if it's embroidery, whatever that you learned from the Beehive here, and you're going to make a project. Doesn't matter what it is, and you're going to post it. You're going to post. We're going to do show and tell, and on your post, when you post it on the page, and I'll show you all how to do that. We're going to use a hashtag, and it's going to say hashtag FBBL 1 year, and I'll have this all written out for you. Okay. There'll be a post that'll explain all this. And then out of that, we'll put everybody's name into a pot, and we're going to do 3 giveaways. So I am going to try my hardest to get some really super cool stuff to do this. I just came up with this earlier this week, so I haven't asked anybody, but I'm going to try to get some really cool stuff for you guys. So we'll do 3 giveaways. I'm thinking, because it'll give you time, that we'll do this in about the 2nd week of July. And I just think it'll be fun because I want to see what you do. Now, I tell you guys to post what you make all the time. And I love seeing what you make because I love seeing you learn. So I want you to pick a technique and make something. Your name will go into the pot, and we're going to have a giveaway. Yay! But I'm going to try to make this an extra special. So, yay! Thanks, Katie. That's yeah, I try. I love what I do. So hopefully that'll be something fun for you guys to do while you're just kind of doing some fun stuff. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what we're going to do today. Oh, let's wake the baby up. There she is. Okay. All right. So we're just going to use, good. I'm glad it's sounding fun. So we're going to use IQ Designer today to kind of use the built-in shapes and the built-in fills just to design something quick and easy for the holiday, 4th of July. If you are not from the United States, of course, you can do this one, or you can change it up. You can put your flag colors in there. You can do whatever you want. This is your baby. But I thought I would just do kind of an easier project. And what it is it's going to be this right here. You see how cute that is? I love it. I love this fabric, by the way. Now, what we're going to be designing here is we're going to be doing the heart. And this is representative of our flag. We've got the blue for the red, white, and blue. We've got the stars. The stars are satin, and they're not just showing up that well because of my white background. And then I've got my red and white right here for my flag, and it's all got fills in it. Even the background is filled. So I thought it was just kind of fun and just kind of an easy, cute, good way to learn IQ Designer, especially if you are newer to the group. And welcome if you are. And then I just added some borders. Now on my Solaris 2, I have a border feature. So I use that on the border you can see up there, or you can just quilt it however you want. But I recognize that. Yeah, I know. I love this back. I had to get it when it came in. Bonnie says, okay, going back to the Okay. can it be a project we're working on now? As long as it is incorporated with some of the things that we have done over the past year, sure. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't care. I just want to have fun with it. So, okay. So let's, today I'm going to be working on the Meridian, Mabel the Meridian, and I'm going to show you how to build this little guy. And then I'm also going to show you how I changed it up a little bit. So you can do whatever you want. And I think I have that saved on the Solaris, so we'll just move the camera to the Solaris. Yeah, and this is my pillow. However, I want to put ball fringe around it, which I think would be super. I was going to do a ruffle, and I'm like, this fabric is so busy. I think the ruffle would be like, ugh, I think it would just look terrible. But that's why it's not finished, because I'm gonna put some white ball fringe around it, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be the cutest pillow ever. And I need to get a pillow for him. But yeah, and you can make it any shape, any, it doesn't have you whatever right here, any size. I don't, it's all you. So okay. All right, so let's do this. You think the balls would look terrible too, Diane? Really? Diane's my friend. She can tell me the truth. Oh, well, maybe not then. I don't know. Okay, well, I'll think about that. I'll just show it to you when you're finished. Another quick thing. Let me show you this before we jump over. If you're not on Mama's Boy Designs group, it's a really great group. I wanted to try something that Mike and Amanda are the administrators, or they're the teachers on there. And I wanted to try something that that Mike did, and it worked out really good. And make sure to join his group. But what he did, he took, the canvas boards, these canvas things right here. And usually what I would do is I would stitch something out on fabric and then go and staple it to here. But what he does is he just takes this off by removing the staples and uses sticky tearaway and embroiders on it. And then you just staple it all back on together. I wanted to show you how cute that came up. So if Mike watches this or is watching, thanks for that great tip. Because this is so stinking cute. I mean, you can put anything on these guys. Maybe big rickrack. Ooh, Betty, that's a good idea. Piping. Oh gosh, you guys are gonna make me want to finish this project tonight. But I found this isn't a design that I bought or anything. I just went into Palette and chose some of the lettering in there. But this is something I saw out there, and it was like a sign or something, and I thought it was so cute. Teach, encourage, instruct, mentor, praise, influence, guide, and inspire. So if you're trying to maybe hang something in the bathroom or on the wall or something like that, just take off your, go buy some of these canvas thingies. I don't even know what they're called, canvas boards or whatever. Pop out the staples. Use some sticky tearaway, embroider your design on it. I used a 75 needle and then staple it back on. So I just wanted to show you that. And Mike, I'm sorry. I was just talking so fast that this is what I do. Yeah, thanks for that tip, because look how cute this came out. Your idea is like the cutest idea ever. So thanks. Oh, Mike, since you're here, would you mind putting your link up just in case, so they can join your group? Thank you. You're the best. Okay, so, all right, let's jump over to Mabel the Meridian, and we are going to do our flag. It's so cute. I think it's cute. It's kind of a basic technique, but I just love this. I think it's so cute. Okay. So let's switch over to the camera, and then we're going to get started. Ta-da! Okay, so I know you see a blurry picture right now. That's because I was too lazy to go ahead and get everything clean before I turned on the camera. So we're going to get it fixed here right now. And of course, as I'm going along, make sure you ask questions so I can give you some answers. There we go. There she is. Now, I have a mouse that I'm going to be using. And just because I like to do that, I like to use a mouse, guys, a lot. I found I love the stylus that you can buy, you can get. The stylus that even comes with the machine is fabulous. But I have found when I'm designing with IQ Designer that the a mouse, and it has to be a wired mouse, it can't be a wireless mouse, works fabulous when using IQ Designer. It's just a big help. It's like if you're in a software. Okay, here we go. All right. Just want to make sure there's no questions. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is we are using a shape, we're using straight lines, and we're using a bunch of fill properties. So what we want to do first is go to IQ Designer. And if you're following along, just click on what I click on. There we go. Now, when I want to, I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to create a background when we go through this where you don't have any stitch line. Now you can, I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit, but there's a tool in here that you can use to kind of just get rid of turning, where you don't have to turn off your outline and all that. And this is if you want to use that. But first, let's start with our heart. And that is super bright. So let's get that down. All right, there we go. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to come over here. So we're going to work with our tools over on the right-hand side of the machine. And the first tool that we're going to look at is this circle square right here. And I just call it the shapes key. It's called the stamp key, but I think it makes more sense when I'm talking about it as your shapes key. So I'm going to click on that, and all I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to grab in my first little folder section here is this heart right here. And then I'm just going to select OK. Now, I can change the size of this by simply just clicking size. Now, there's one thing that I'm just trying to get it to where it just seems so light on my computer screen. I just want to make sure you can see it okay. Okay. Now, there's one thing I want you to think about when you're working in IQ Designer. If you happen to click off of a design, right now what you see is you see my heart and you see a red box. If I click off, that red box goes away. And that means now that I can't grab it and move it. So if you click off and you want to move it or change the size or anything with this, you're going to have to push the back button right down here. And it'll, well, you saw me moving. And once you push the back button, your selection box will come on. In IQ Designer, it does not really have like where you can click something and it selects it, like in software. So just be mindful of that because that can cause some issues. So I just wanted to mention that to you. The next thing we want to do is we want to go to size, and you're going to look at your size. It'll be right up here at the top, and you can change the size to whatever you want. I'm actually going to leave this at what it is. But to change size, all you have to do is use either the proportional sizing keys. So this is proportional larger with the square with the arrows going inside. And then you have proportional smaller. Oh, I'm sorry. Smaller is the arrows going inside. Larger is the square with all the arrows going on the outside. You can also do it unproportionally. So you can make it squattier or leaner or however you really want. You can also, in this key, use the move keys to move the shape around. but I'm just going to leave it as is. And this is where it gets easy. So now all I have to do is my shape is here. My shape is there. I know this is a little dark. My shape is there. But now I want to create these lines. And you can make them any width, any whatever you want. You can do as many as you want. I just kind of did a quick one. But we do want to put a line here for the blue side of our flag with our little stars. So the easiest one that I used for this, rather than taking the pencil and drawing, because I'm a terrible drawer, this is your line properties right here. I want you to notice there's a little pencil. Now, if you are working along with me, don't do this. I'm just going to show you what can happen. So if I were to select on that pencil and try to draw a line, look at that line. That is the ugliest line ever. So what I need to do is find a tool that is going to let me create a very straight line. And if you do something you don't like, always use the back button and that'll take it away. So I'm going to go into my line properties right here. And I'm going to use the little piece of paper, that's what I call it. Click on there. And I'm going to come up here to my line property tools. So I have the pencils right here, and then I have my straight line tools. Now this one right here with the zigzag is like when you're creating a shape that you want to close. I just want to use the straight line right here where I don't have to worry about closing it. So I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to leave the color black. We'll come and change the attributes here in a little bit. But now all I'm going to do is just select OK. And now I can come in here and choose where I want to put my line. And all I have to do is click the spot. And if I want to zoom in, I can. But I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to click right here at the little intersection of the two big parts of the heart. I don't know what to call that. And click and then hold my mouse down and I'm going to drag out. Now I'm not going to try to stop exactly on this line. I want it to cross. And there's a reason I want it to cross. Then I'm going to let go. Is because if I think I've gotten to that line and I really haven't with this line here and I stop short, when I go to use my fill properties, it can cause a little bit of issues. So now I still have that same property on, and now I can start making my stripes for my stars and stripes, or my stripes from stars and stripes. So I'm just going to start here at that same little point, and I'm going to come here and go across like this. I don't know. Let me see. I kind of like when it's a little weird angle. So there we go. And then I'm just going to do 3. I'm going to come from the first line that we made, and I'm going to take and make another line. So maybe I want it to kind of array out a little bit like this. Now I want to make, so basically how many lines am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to do 6 lines. And you'll just kind of have to play with how you like them. If you don't like it, then arrow back or undo. All right, I'm going to come here and get my mouse to move. And I'm going to kind of give it another kind of like a ray of sunshine, kind of, you know, where it's smaller and bigger. And then I'm going to do one more. And if you really want to get where you're doing it, this is more freeform. If you're really wanting to make sure you have the right amount of size, what you can always do is go up here to your settings. And you can turn your grid on if you'd like. To see I have a grid, and you can do 3/8 or an inch, whatever you like to do. And that can kind of give you some guides. I'm going to turn mine off because I'm just doing mine kind of all crazy. All right, so I just need one more set of lines. So I'm going to just come, let's say right here, draw here, and then one more. Now this one isn't as pretty as my first one, but it's okay. So now what I see is I have a ray here. I'm just calling them rays right now. I have a ray here and a ray here. And it's all going to make sense when we start erasing and putting fills in. So what I want to do next is I want to get rid of everything that's hanging outside of my heart. I'm going to turn on my eraser. I personally really like the square. It's just me. So I'm going to select the medium square and I'm going to zoom in. Now, if you're on the Altair or Meridian or the Destiny, what you have up here is a box that will have a red box. This is how you scan around the picture or pan around the picture. Let's put it that way. Okay. And because if you try right now to try to move the picture with your mouse, you're just going to end up drawing things or erasing things or nothing's going to happen. All right, so now what I'm going to do when I go to erase something, I want to start way low before it and then come in and start erasing. And these are all pixels. That's why I like the square. If I were to zoom in a little bit further, you can see they're all little squares on their own. So when I come in with a square to erase it, I'm only erasing, oops, do you see how I erased too much? Well, I'm going to back that up. I did it again. That's okay. So I can always go back. And I'm just going to touch that one square. There it is. Ta-da! And this is inside the heart. So let me get, ooh, that's ugly right there. Oh, I might have to get the teeny. I'm not going to get super detailed with you guys, but I do want to show you that you can get in there and keep messing up. Okay, so let me just do the ones on the outside because I really don't care about the inside right now. On yours, take your time, make it nice and clean and pretty. Oh, I'm still on the small one. Let me get the medium one back up. Now, let me tell you something about erasing. So, if you have different sections to erase, I would erase them one at a time. And what I mean is I would hold my mouse down, erase this little area, let go. I'd come to the next area, erase this little area, let go. If I keep holding this guy and I'm erasing a bunch of stuff and I accidentally go like this, what's going to happen is when I click my undo button to get my lines to come back, everything's going to come back. So just give yourself, just do like a little bit at a time. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to get these off, done. I'm going to pan around up here. Oops, got a little hole there. And one more. Perfect, and one more. That was all of it. Nope. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now I am super happy with that. And now I'm going to then, and I would, if I were doing this on my own, come in here and clean these little guys up. But for us, for showing purposes, it'll be fine. So now what I want to do is turn all of these lines into a certain stitch type. And I'm not doing them individually. Since they cross or they touch, I can just tap this one time with the design that I choose and it'll turn them all together because everything is touching or overlapping. So I'm going to come to my line properties, which is this first grouping up here. And I'm going to click on the little piece of paper. And I'm full for a triple stitch. You could do a really cute would be a candle wick, but I love the triple stitch. So I'm just going to click on that. And just so we can see it change, I'm going to do like a purple color. And all I have to do now is turn on my bucket. And that's the most important thing is to turn on your bucket. And you're going to click on any of the lines. And everything will turn into that stitch line. If you're not sure that you turned everything, you can go around and tap the lines and your machine will make a little knocking noise. It'll go, and what that's saying is, okay, you've already done that. And you go, okay, good, perfect, thanks. So now my heart is ready to be full. That's funny. All right, so I'm going to make my heart full. And we're going to start. Oh, actually, you know what? We need to add the stars first over here. We don't want to put a fill in yet. We want to make sure that we're going to put our stars in next. So guess where we're going to find those? Those are going to be right over here into the shapes icon. And there's my star. So I'm going to grab her, select OK. And what I want to do now is with her, how did that sound go again? Knock, knock. Now, my star is selected. It looks like everything's selected, but it's just my star. And I'm going to go to the size key, and I'm going to take my proportionally smaller button and just press and hold. And this is going to, you can make them any size. So we can do some bigger, chunkier hearts, or excuse me, stars, or we can do some teeny tiny stars, whatever you want. Let's see. Mine were probably around, yay. Well, no, that's a little big, but that's okay. I'll use that one. So I'm going to take my move keys and just move it over. Now you kind of have to have in mind where you want it. You kind of got to pre-plan where you want them, because remember, it's going to be hard selecting them again. So I'm just going to put this first one up here, push OK. And now I want to make a copy of that star. So all I have to do is come down here, and no matter what machine you're in, the Solaris 1, 2, the Destiny, the Altair Meridian, you're going to have this key. And this is called your duplicate key. And it is a square with a square that has, that is a dashed line. So we're going to click on that, and you'll see that a second one appears. Now I can pick that second one up and move it wherever I want. So I think I'll just put this one right here. Maybe I'll just do like 4 little stars. And then I'm going to click the duplicate key one more time. Not one more time, but another time. And I'll take and I'll put this little girl up here. And then I'll click the duplicate key again. And I'm just going to do 4 for today's purposes. But we'll just put it right there. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Now, if I click off, there we go. Now we're ready. Now, let me tell you something. Since I had already chosen for the heart, the stitch type, when I went to go get my shape, it already turned these guys into a triple stitch like it did here, like I told it to here. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Let me double check by backing up and checking. And you can always do this if you're unsure what stitch is selected for each part. You know, you can always just make sure you kind of back up, click the line properties, and I can see that my triple stitch is still selected, and even that purple color is still selected. So I'm good. So these will not be turned into a weird stitch. They're going to be that triple stitch that I want. All right, fill time. So now right here, below our fill property, or excuse me, our line properties, we have our fill properties. And one of my favorite features, because I can add some really cool stuff to this. So I'm going to select on this little piece of paper here. And I have options. I can either do fill stitching, I can do stipple stitching, or I can do decorative fills just by clicking on that. But first, I'm going to fill in my stars with a full satiny type of stitch. So I want to select this little zigzag guy. And you can select, I'm just going to select a color so you can see it. You can stitch it out in any color you want. So I'm going to select this color here, and I'm going to go make sure that my bucket is on in my fill properties, and I'm going to tap inside of my stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, done. Now what I want to do is put a pretty design in the background where I'm going to use my blue thread, and I'm going to come over to this little piece of paper. And let's see. First, I'll select a blue color because I want it to be blue there. And I'm going to use my pretty decorative stitches in here. So I'm going to select this little icon here. And then this menu opens up. I'm going to hit the word select. And for the one that I did, I used these pretty little flowers right here. So I'm going to select those flowers. I love those. They stitch out really pretty. And even when they're small, I'm going to select OK, and then I'll select OK again. I always want to make sure that my bucket is on. And I'm going to tap in the area outside of my stars. There we go, done. Now let's do our red stripes. So we're going to go through that same process. We're going to come over here to our little piece of paper in our fill properties. I'll select a red color. Since we just used the decorative fill stitches, our menu is still open. So we're just going to hit select and we'll go find a shape that we want. So let's see, what have I got here? And what's really great with your machines is you have a ton of them to choose from. I think this, let's do this little basket weaving. So I'm going to select the little basket weave, select OK, select OK again, make sure my bucket's on, and I've got 3 stripes. So I had decided that this was going to be one of the red, this will be one of the red right here, and this will be one of the red here. And I still want to put a fill stitch. What, red? A girl, I know. Hey, this is the only time that I use red, that I love. You have to do red with this stuff. Yes, you're right. So now what I want to do is in the background here is I want to add a little something. And I use the little crinkle one in the fill in the background. Watch this. So I'm going to go to my little piece of paper here. I'll go to my menu of fill stitching and this little crackle crinkle right here. This one's really cool. It adds really great texture. And I'm going to say, okay. Now, of course, I'm going to use white thread, but just so you guys can see it, I'm going to pick like a beige color and select OK. Make sure my bucket's on. And I'm going to tap here, 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 and here. It's beautiful. You really can't tell anything yet, right? Well, we're going to get to that point. But one more thing I want to do is I want to add a decorative stitch around the outside of it. And I decided that I wanted that whole area to be about 8 by 8. Now I could go into my shapes, grab a box, size it to whatever I want. However, could you use a design from a USB for a fill stitch? Susan, unfortunately not. You cannot do that. Now, if you have Palette 11 software, there's 56 fills in there that you can design in the software and then bring it over here. You can't bring it into the IQ Designer, but you can design your design on Palette 11 software and then bring it over and embroider it out. But unfortunately, you can't bring any extra designs into IQ Designer. Good question, though. Okay, so instead of drawing a box or anything where I'm going to have an outline and I don't have to, I mean, you can do it. It's okay. You can turn the outline off. But what I like to use sometimes is if I go up here to this hoop and click on it, these are all the hoops that you have for, well, not all the hoops, but the majority of the hoops you have for your embroidery machine. So if I know that I want to stitch within an 8 by 8 area, I can click that 8 by 8, select OK, and it's going to give me a box outside of my design that's 8 by 8. However, it will not stitch. That line on the outside line will not stitch. So I'm going to put a fill there and it'll stop my fill from filling the whole area. So I'm going to go back out here, or not back out here, back to my fill properties. I'm going to select a fill that I might want. I'll just do this little cute cross hatching. Select OK, and you can select any color you want, but I'll just do like something that you can see once we tap on there. We're going to make sure our bucket is on, very important, and I'm going to tap outside of the, and you may not be able to see the line on my screen, but there is a box right there. I'm going to tap outside of my heart, but inside the box, and there we go. There it is right there. Now at this point you can save. So let's save it to the machine or to a USB stick. That way, if you want to come back and make any changes, because once you're out into embroidery world, you can't go back and make any changes. So go ahead and save her. And now we're just going to go to next. And to save, I probably went through that a little too quickly. Sorry, guys. You can use either if you have something that says memory, or if you have some button like this one down here at the bottom that has a pocket with an arrow going down. Sheila, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. But again, if you are thinking about embroidery software ever in the future, think about Palette 11, because it has the 56 fill designs, but also you can design your own fill designs. It's so cool. I'm learning about it now, and it's so neat. So yeah. All right, so if I was happy with everything, which I am, I'm going to select the next key. If you're on an Altair Meridian or Destiny, this is what you're going to see. You're going to still see all that full color and everything. If you are working off of Solaris with me, or along with me, you're going to notice that everything looks real time, which means everything looks like stitches. Just hang on, we'll be there in a minute. All right. Now, the first thing that I want to do is, if you're on an Altair Meridian or a Destiny, I want you to turn the outline off. So this little key right here that says on, that is your outline. And we don't need any extra stitching. That, to me, unless you need an extra outline, it's just extra stitching that you don't need. So I'm going to select the word off and then set. Yes, absolutely, Nancy. Absolutely, you can. You can. You can do, and I'll show you one that I did. Yeah. Okay. The next thing we want to do is, we've got to figure out the size of the cross hatching or anything inside. And here's the thing with the Altair Meridian. You're not going to notice anything until you go to the preview screen. And that's where it can get tricky and scary. However, I'm just going to take this cross hatching and leave it at 100%. Actually, I'm going to leave everything at 100% because I'm going to show you how to quickly look and judge if you like what sizes they are right now. So what you're going to do, and just don't be click happy, just do it one at a time. I want you to select the preview key down at the bottom. Say okay. Don't let that freak you out. Just say okay. And now it's going to show you real time, or real stitch time, what it's going to look like. Okay. Now that's not too bad. I might want my flowers a little bit smaller. I probably want my lattice, whatever that basket work, smaller. My crackle is fine. It's hard for you to see because I use such light colors. But like these and these, are the red and the blue, I definitely want my design to be smaller. At this point, I do not want to hit set. What I want to do is select return. So that's the easiest way to kind of see what it's going to look like. So let's select the word return. And now I know I need to make my red ones smaller and my blue smaller. Well, how do I do that? Okay, so I'm going to use this select key, and right here is going to show me what I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to go here, and you notice that it now is on the blue flowers. right? So I'm going to bring that down about half. So all I have to do is click on this little key right here. This box will show up. I'll go to -50 and I'll hit the word set. Now you won't notice anything until we go to preview. So let's just select the word preview so we can see what happened. Preview, okay. And now let's see what happened. So now my blue is smaller. It's a little more filled in. I love it. But I want to work on the red here. So instead of hitting set, I'm going to select the word return and I'm going to go find the red guys here. So I'm going to hit the word select and that's not it. Nope, that's not it. And I'm watching for this right here. Oh, there's one. Now, since I have 3 sections that are red and the same stitch, I can actually select this little chain key right here. And this is a fun key. This is an important key because I don't have to do everything independently if it's all the same color. So I can click that chain and look, all 3 of these pop up now. So let's change the size of those. I'm going to go down about to 75% and just then take a look to see if I like it. After I change it to 75%, I am then going to select the word set and then preview. Okay. Now remember on the Solaris, you're not going to have that preview. You can do everything on the screen, on that one screen. Okay, I think that's cute. I might change, I'm not thrilled about this fill, but for, for us just walking through it, I'm fine. But if I hit return, I can also change the direction of the fill. So if I wanted to take, and this one looked really straight. So let me go here. Let me go and find just this one on this red one on its own, that one. And if I change the direction, this is really cool. So I can change the direction of it. So it'll kind of give it a different weave look. So I'm going to just do it down to whatever and hit set and preview. And let's look at the difference. So now they're kind of going at an angle. See how this one's really straight? This one's going at an angle. But now I've got this one kind of going at an angle. And I could go in there and play with that one if I wanted to. Now, what you can hardly see is my crosshatch in the background. To me, it looks great. My little crackle in the white, to me, it looks great. So I would be happy with this. So all you have to do is you could save it to memory here. We're now about to jump into embroidery. So if you're on the Solaris and you've got everything happy right here, you would then hit set. And if we, on the Altair Meridians, if we're happy with everything here, we're going to hit set. And it's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to continue on to this? You can't design anymore. And you're going to go, you know what? I saved it earlier in IQ Designer. So if I want to change something, I can go back. I am good to go. So we're going to push OK. And ta-da, you're just going to stitch it out now. It's super cute. Let me get some better light over here on the sample. A little sample girl here. So all I did with this guy, and yes, we are doing the yard, so it looks like ick out there. Okay, so on my sample, all I did was I hooped a piece of no-show mesh. I have a piece of fabric. I use all cotton, so cotton fabric, and then I have batting underneath that cotton. So I have my 3 layers. Now, what I did was really different. I just put a big old honking piece down. I hooped everything. These were not on there yet. These pieces right here were not on there yet. I let it stitch out, and then I went and I trimmed away excess of the white fabric And then I added on just the white fabric. And then I added on some strips. The stars on your first one are not filled in. They actually are. It's just because I'm using a white fabric. You can't, you know, the contrast, but they are filled. So yes, my first ones are filled right here. It's just hard to see unless you're in person. But yeah, I could have probably done those a solid blue, which would have looked kind of cute too. Because they would have kind of popped up, you know, or I could have done like a lighter blue and they would have popped up. But you can, you know, like I said, in person, you can see them fine. But you see, I did that lattice or basket weaving right here, and the crackle, which is a little harder to see. This one is on the Solaris or Palette 11, and but yeah. And then, if you can see my little quilting along here, you know, Denise, I actually toyed with that idea. And what I actually toyed with, and I may still do this with another sample, is putting Mylar, laying Mylar down right here and underneath the blue. But yeah, that would have been really pretty. We could have loosened up the stitches here and put a piece of Mylar down before it's stitched down, and then you would have a little sparkle to it. Yeah, I played with that idea. I ended up not doing it. I got plenty of Mylar to play with. I don't know why I don't just use what I got. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to switch you over to the Solaris, so I can show you the other one I made. Now this one's just using the same shape, but not using the American flag. I'm going to cover up the camera just because I don't want you to get dizzy. And I'm going to move you over here. All right, we ready? Ta-da! There she is. Okay. Now I used all the same principles, except for it's going to look a little different. Ready? So I have it saved to my embroidery. And let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what I did is I took and I made a rainbow heart. And I wish I could get some, for some reason, I feel like my lighting is really weird. Usually you can see pretty good. So what I did is I do have a background stitch. I just used a different shape of a heart that is inside of IQ Designer. And I just made the color of the rainbow. So I've got my red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and violet. And then, of course, I put love is love on there. So you can add wording. You can do whatever you want. I can't wait to stitch this one out. I think it's going to be really pretty. And I just used the crosshatch design. So I just thought that was really sweet. You could, you know, you can really go in there and play, especially if you're like, let's say from another country, and you could kind of block it off for your flag and play with the colors and play with the fills. So I just thought that was really sweet, that you can really go in there and make it your own. Yay! Okay, now what I'm going to do is flip the camera back to me so we can talk and see if you have any questions. And you'll get to see me in a big old tangle. I'm going to dance now. I'm going to do a circle. And someone asked about Palette doing a picture. If you're talking about like a regular picture, yes, this is all stitching here. So let me hold it back. It looks better a little bit further back. She's slipping a little bit. There we go. This is all stitching, all of this right here. So yes, you can. You can also do digitizing. So yeah, absolutely you can. Great videos out there. There's Mike Johns with Mama's Boy Designs Group, who does a lot of, you know, palette stuff. Richard Tharp with Baby Like Angels. He changed the name. So there's lots of groups. And of course, on the SOED website, there's some palette workshops as well if you're wanting to learn a little bit more about it. So yay! So we're getting ready for 4th of July a little early. So give me probably till tomorrow to post a post about our big giveaway. All the information will be in there, what you need to do, the hashtag you need to add on. The reason why I'm having you add on a hashtag is because it's easier for me to see and keep up with. And that way I don't skip anybody's name when I put your names all into the pot. And so wait for the instructions before you start posting those special projects. And I just want to see what you've learned this year. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm going to make sure there's no questions real quick. What is Mylar? Would you like to see what Mylar is? I'll show you what Mylar is. It is so cool. My best friend Hope introduced me to Mylar when we were designing designs with her. And a lot of her designs include or have the ability to put Mylar in there. So this is Mylar. And what you can do, if your design is kind of open enough, you can place it underneath, or you can place it down and then stitch on top of it, rip it away. And what it creates is like an iridescent look to your embroidery design. Now your embroidery design needs to have a little bit of an airiness to it, but it's so much fun to play with. It's so pretty. The cool thing about Mylar is you can get a different look. So you can put it down like this. You can crinkle it. And when you lay it down and let it embroider over, you can also catch more light with it like this. So you can kind of play with it. It's really cool. Good question. All right, where's my next question? So one piece of batting for the border too. Yeah, you know what? I'll write up little directions on how I made this because I did it a really weird way. But yeah, it's one big piece of batting that I kind of, yep. Oh, thanks, Norma. He is awesome. Oh, you know what, Nancy? That is so right. I forgot about that. Nancy reminded me on the Baby Lock website. Oh, I got a mad face. On the Baby Lock website, you can download a free trial of Palette 11. I forgot about that. Definitely do that. Try it out. You can't save anything, but yeah. And yes, Mylar is less messy than glitter. On that note. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. If you're new to the group, thank you so much. There is in the files a list of the classes with a link to each video, so you can watch that at any time. Give me till tomorrow to put up some instruction on the 1-year giveaway that we're going to be doing next month. But thank you guys again for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining the group. Thank you for being here the entire time. And happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there and granddaddies and nephews and husbands and all of them guys. So we really appreciate you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you next week. Y'all have a great week. And remember to shop local, shop small, and I'll see you all later. Bye, guys.